Welcome to Jakubova Vola, the ancestral village of Veronika, Jilka. Jakubova Vola is a village with about 400 people situated on the slopes of the Bachureň Hills in the valley of the Torisa River in northeast Slovakia. For centuries, it belonged to the historical Šariš region, governed from the majestic Šariš castle. We are meeting mayor of Jakubova Vola, Ms. Magdalena Sasaráková, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the history of Jakubova Vola. The first written reference about our town is from 1315, when it was donated by the King Charles I of Hungary to the Count Rikov for his military service. The name of the first mayor was Jakub, and the town was named after him. Our coat of arms was inspired by the historical seal from 1787, but the original bull motif was replaced by the apes of the church. Corn ears refer to the farming tradition, and letter J to the first mayor. People from our town were leaving, especially to the United States and Canada, because they could not make a living here. One of the emigrants was a man, Jilka, who came back to visit in 1927 from the United States. He made a picture on this occasion with all his family and built a cross at the entrance to Jakubova Vola. We have decided to find out more about the Jilka family and especially about Veronika. Mayor Sasaráková is taking us to the old church of Saint Michael the Archangel, where Veronika was baptized. Welcome to the ancient church of Saint Michael Archangel, the church here in Jakubova Vola, built in the 13th century. This place was attended by Veronika Jilka and her family, and the spirit of the old days is still present here, especially in the old frescoes that decorate the walls. The originally Romanesque church was rebuilt in the Renaissance style in the 17th century. The church tower was only completed in 1863-65. In this picturesque little town was on July 20, 1886, born the girl that was given a name Verona. She was born in the house number 30. Her parents were Andrej Jilka, tenant farmer, and Maria Tarbai, both Roman Catholics. She was baptized the next day on July 21st. For centuries, people in Jakubova Vola lived as farmers and stored their products in a granary like the one behind me. People from Jakubova Vola have always lived from the gifts of nature. They were having a strong connection to their soil, animals, and the land that provided them with what they needed. In spite of the idyllic scenery, life here was never really easy. People often had to face hunger or epidemics, but in spite of that, they were able to keep the warm-hearted spirit and creativity that reflected in their folklore, songs and folk costumes. One of the keepers of the traditions is Mária Urdová from the local folk ensemble Volančan.
Náš kroj Jakubovej Vole sa skladá z čepca na hlave, lajblíka, košielky, z 3-4 spodníc, kydle, šurca a čižiem. Jakubova Voľa, neveľká dzedzina, tu sebe žijeme, jak jedna rodzina. Hore nad Valalom kohúca panuje a na nižním koncu, ktorý sa vandruje.
Vidíš tam. Dobrý deň prajem. Môžeme na slovíčko? Ďakujem pekne. In order to find out more about the Jilka family, we are visiting Mr. František Rímsky, who might have some information, or maybe is even related. My grandmother's name was Julia, and she was one of 11 children. As far as I know, 5 remained in Slovakia and 6 emigrated to America. There were the 3 girls and 3 boys that left. I remember the names Maria, Veronika and Pavel. Pavel lived in Windsor, Canada. One of the sisters lived in Florida and one around Pittsburgh. I also have some photos that my grandma received from America. The good thing is that they wrote on the back who was on them.
Kde jej v podstate aj popísali, kto na ktorej fotke je.
There were together 17 children born in this family. 6 died in the childhood and 11 survived. 30 years ago came to our house a woman from the Jilka family from the United States. She knew everyone on these photos. Then she wrote us a letter or two, but that was the end of our contacts and communication. We are here with Mr. František Rímsky, who is still living at the property where the Jilka family used to live for generations. His grandmother Julia was the sister of Veronika Jilka, and the old house used to be here behind us and was destroyed in 1964. On the break of the 19th and 20th century, there were tens of thousands of people leaving the area of present East Slovakia in order to search for a better life overseas. Poverty, few work opportunities, and very little perspective dragged them away from their families to the United States. Veronika Jilka and a couple of her siblings joined this massive exodus. Veronika went to America twice. The first time she came on the ship Ultonia on December 5th, 1904. She was sailing from the port of Fiume, which is the present town of Rijeka in Croatia. Her second trip also started in Fiume, and Verona arrived at the port of New York through the Ellis Island on August 21st, 1906, on the ship Slavonia. Veron was 20 years old and still single. She accompanied her sister-in-law Maria Jilka, who had with her 2 children. Veronika's destination was the town Yonkers, where she was supposed to meet her sister Mary. We found a grave of Jan Jilka, who was born in 1891 and definitely knew Veronika. If we see far, it is only because we stand on the shoulders of the giants, our ancestors. Their hard work, effort and endurance helped to build us the path we are walking on towards the future.